Houstonians under a boil water notice, packing stores looking for bottled water. City Public Works testing the water and now waiting for results. Mayor Turner says the boil water notice may be lifted before you wake up in the morning. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ron Trevino.
And I'm Rekha Mutteraj. The notice was issued yesterday evening after 3 water purification plants lost power. Now, this is a map of the boil water area in Houston. You can check if your home is impacted by just typing in your address, and then you'll see if your home is in the red area. When things like this happen, the City of Houston can text your cell phone through the Alert Houston system, but you do have to register. You can go to khou.com to do that.
We have team coverage as several places are now dealing with issues. Jason Miles live from City Hall. Maria Aguilera is at a Kroger as people buy up bottled water. Zach Tawatari is speaking to business owners, and Adam Bennett looks into the communication issues. Jason, let's start with you. Sounds like officials are optimistic.
I think that's safe to say, Ron, and they stress that this boil water notice was issued out of an abundance of caution, and right now there appear to be no signs of any contamination. Days after a holiday parade outside City Hall,
I will say stuff does happen. It's unfortunate.
Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner appears thankful a water crisis may be short-lived.
A lot of people were impacted and are impacted. Certainly apologize for that.
He says it all started Sunday at 10:30 a.m. with a power outage at the East Water Purification Plant, one of the largest of its kind in Texas. Then at 11 a.m., water pressure dropped below regulatory levels at 16 of 21 monitoring sites, although it rebounded within 2 minutes at 14 sites. Power was fully restored by 12:30 p.m., followed by full water pressure at 3:30 p.m. The boil water notice was pushed out to the public at 6:44 p.m. after several hours of consultation and discussion with the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, or TCEQ. That's the agency that will ultimately determine when the notice can be lifted after testing dozens of samples collected today.
So at the latest, we anticipate clean report coming, let's say 3 a.m. at the latest. Could it be before? Possibly, depending on how TCEQ read the data.
Meanwhile, Public Works will conduct a forensic review to figure out why 2 transformers failed, including a backup meant to keep something like this from occurring.
We still do not have any indication that we had any intrusion or anything that got into the system at all, but we are following through the process to make sure that we ensure for everybody that the water is safe.
And I was reminded today that a massive improvement project was just begun back in June to improve both water quality and reliability at the plant in question at the middle of all this. Reporting live from City Hall, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
All right, Jason, thank you. Now, we've heard from a lot of you who are frustrated with the lack or delay of communication about that boil water notice.
So how did the city notify people about what was happening, and why did the public first hear about this 8 hours after a problem was first detected at the plant?
So many questions. Adam Bennett pressed the mayor and Public Works Director for answers this morning.
Yeah, Adam, what are they telling you?
Well, they're telling me that for the longest time, they weren't even sure if they needed to issue a boil water notice. They say that's because 14 of the 16 sensors that show that water pressure level below the state limit, that rebounded, went back above that level within just 2 minutes. And they say for those remaining 2, the levels went back up within 30 minutes. Mayor Turner held a press conference where he addressed a lot of these issues today. He told us that Houston Water had spoken with officials from TCEQ, the state's regulatory agency, from about 2:43 until 6:40 yesterday afternoon. He says based on the data from the sensors and that discussion, that's when that boil water notice was issued out of an abundance of caution. At 6:44, just 4 minutes later, that's when KHOU received an emailed press release about it. The mayor also says that's when the notice was sent out to the public. Now, I received an email alert about this boil water notice at about 7:20, and some viewers told us they didn't get a text alert about it until after 10 o'clock last night.
We've already got it on our list on the after action review of making sure that notification happens earlier. In the past, we were in weather emergencies, so we were already in those communication channels. In this case, it was not a weather emergency. So we're absolutely going to review our processes on that and evaluate the revisions to that process to see if that happens simultaneously.
Director Carol Haddock, you just heard from there. She is urging everyone to register with Alert Houston to get emergency alerts when they do send them out. You can choose which events you want to be notified on and how you get those alerts. It's at houstonemergency.org. And Mayor Turner did tell me that he has asked his emergency manager to start looking for ways to make those text alerts, those email alerts when something like this happens more ubiquitous so that more people can get it more quickly. Send it back to you.
As always, communication is key. All right, thank you so much, Adam Bennett.
In the meantime, the boil water notice sent people to the stores to buy bottled water. Maria Aguilera joins us live from a Kroger. Maria.
Reka, yeah, today the #1 item being sold in store and requested online is water at Kroger stores in Houston. This all comes as a boil water notice was issued last night. People are coming out and buying bottled water off the shelves. Now, we did speak with a Kroger spokesperson today who says they are working to keep those water shelves stocked at all their locations. We're told 30 of their stores in the Houston area have been impacted by this boil advisory. So their local distribution center is dispatching trucks throughout the day to restock stores. Right now, their priority continues to be stores within the city limits, and they say they are prepared for events like this.
That we would need to go ahead and get into action and make sure our distribution center had our trucks on the road and all of our drivers. And I definitely want to thank our drivers, our associates. They really had to pivot on a dime today to make sure our customers had water. And they've been putting water out. As soon as the trucks get here, the water comes out on the floor.
So right now, Kroger has enough water. They are limiting it to 2 packs per customer, and HEB and all its stores is also limiting water sales. And again, Kroger will continue to distribute water to all its Houston area stores for as long as it's needed during this boil notice. Guys, back to you.
It's like liquid gold right now. Thank you so much, Maria. For a map of the impacted area and where to get bottled water, just text the word water to 713-526-1111 and we'll send you back some links.